Alright, another video on the CSF center radiator install in my 1974 Porsche 911 that is K24 swapped. In this episode, we're going to start getting everything prepared for actually installing and mounting the center radiator. So first things first is we're going to remove the fuel system, we're going to remove some wiring, and then basically dump the coolant, get the car up on jack stands, get everything off the front end that needs to be off, and then basically start cutting some stuff. So that's what you've got to look forward to in this video. Hopefully you stick around to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. This is a bunch of fun for me because now we're getting into the heavy fabrication part. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Here you can see me putting the jack stands underneath the gearbox mount and removing the front wheels so that it is a lot easier to access the radiators and hoses. I then proceed to move into the frunk and label all the wiring before removing it from the fuel cell. And this is me getting the fuel cell out of the cradle so that we can move on to the next part. And here I am draining the coolant from the first radiator. This is the driver's side radiator that the EWP goes to first. So I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. Now it's more or less get the hoses off, remove the radiators. We're gonna cut the mounts out. That's kind of where we're gonna be at. I think that the removal of these hoses and the way that we're going to run them has me very excited. Just because it's kind of not necessarily the fit and finish, but like just having it done to like just bettering myself, you know? Like I'm not so concerned about the fit and finish of these things, but knowing that every time I touch something, it gets better, that is the like, I mean, ultimately, that's the goal of all of this, right? It's the goal of life, is that you learn, challenge yourself, do it better the second time, do it better the third time. You know, I guess that's where the saying, third time's the charm, comes from, is actually, you know, doing it multiple times, you just have a better chance of succeeding, maybe. I don't know. But let's get these hoses off. I'm going to have to buy more hose, I'm pretty sure, given I'm going to change the run back to the engine, which kind of sucks. And although these fittings are supposedly reusable, I have not had any success yet on taking these fittings off. I feel like once they're on the braided hose, it's kind of, that's it. So we're gonna try and take these fittings off because I don't have endless money to do this, but that's kind of, you know, that's the whole point. That's why I feel like people resonate with this build series a little bit more than others. Because, you know what? I'm not made of money. To be honest, it's kind of terrifying that this is now empty again. But I also recognize that it means that we're going to make some serious forward progress. So the next thing is actually planning where these -16AN bulkhead fittings are going to go. My best guess is that we have a flat piece right here that we can use. And then that would basically put it out. Let's see. That would put it out around here somewhere. Which is honestly the right spot, I think. So I need to get the template for that, mark it up, but the next step is actually just removing all of the wiring, disconnecting everything. As you can probably tell, removing this front harness is a bit of a pain. We're actually going to revisit the front harness when the time comes very soon. Yeah, so now we have Mr. Rat's Nest over there, and we're going to now have access to the entirety of the frunk. So that means that the next steps are measuring everything up to actually start cutting into the tub. I think I'm excited. I might just be telling myself that so that I keep going. I have to disassemble a lot of the car to do this on it. So yeah, now that the car is up on jack stands and we have access to everything, I don't think I'm actually going to remove the front guards. They are an absolute bitch to do, and I think I can actually get rid of all the hoses and disconnect and uninstall the radiators without having to remove them and put them back on. So I'm going to leave these for as long as I can. I'm going to get under there. I'm going to disconnect the top hoses from the radiators, and then we're going to see if we can drop the radiators themselves. So progress, it's hot. I should probably go and throw a t-shirt on. I don't think that there's much more fluid in them, if anything, but there's always going to be some extra. So now that should be, this hose needs to be cut. It's not going to disappear. Let's see if I can get up here with this. The top mount disconnected. And then given that this side is never going to have anything here, I shouldn't say never. I originally was going to remove the mounts that I've made, but they actually fall quite nicely to where someone can perhaps install a splitter or a, what's the other word? A splitter or a even a potential fender lining. So let's move this over here with the other one. Okay, so now that we're kind of at the end of the preparation for getting this radiator in, we've drained all the coolant, we've removed the radiators from the side fenders, and we've got everything removed from in the front, the fuel cell, all the wiring is moved up there. I think we're ready to kind of dive into what needs to happen next with the fabrication side. So you're going to have to catch the next video next week, Thursday, 6 a.m. PST. That's when I'm dropping videos now weekly. I'm going to get stuck straight into this, but you guys have to wait a week. If you want more updates that are real time, please join the Discord. The link is in the description, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you. Oh, it's around the wrong way. Fuck.